Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Richard Seeley, has denied ever saying that LIAT's headquarters would be moving to Barbados. He said the regional carrier's headquarters would remain in Antigua, but its operational hub would be shared between Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Antigua. Mr. Seeley was addressing the Caribbean Tourism Organization's State of the Industry Conference on Wednesday.
And what was endorsed by the shareholders was an arrangement where the hub would be shifted away from exclusively at Barbados International in Antigua and would include Grantley Adams International in Barbados. It would also include PRCO. There were, I think, 4 aircraft were to be based in Antigua, 4 aircraft were to be based in Barbados, and 2 aircraft to be based in Trinidad. The rationale for that, which came from the senior executives, was that because of the flow of Caribbean travel and because of the routes that are more popular and more profitable, it made more sense to have more aircraft based in the southern part of the Caribbean. That was their assessment, and again endorsed by the board and endorsed by the shareholders. And I might add, Antigua and Barbuda is represented and was present at the board of directors meeting and at the shareholders meeting. I haven't been at the shareholders meeting, and my eyes, I saw the Antigua presence there. So that was what was agreed to. Also, concomitant with what I said, the LIAT makes more money from tickets that are purchased outside of the region than ones purchased in the region. And given the international flights that Grantley Adams has as opposed to Barbados International, particularly up to the UK, it was felt that there was an opportunity as well for greater earnings for the organization by making those shifts in terms of hub arrangements. Nothing to do with headquarters. And so that was what I said before. That was, of course, miscarried by various people, I suppose, who have their own reasons why. They probably want the headquarters to come here, and so they're trying to say the minister said bring headquarters here. It has nothing to do with that. That is another discussion, presumably that will take place with other individuals. I can speak to what has been decided and why. And again, the point is, LIAT has been chalking up huge losses for a very long time, and it can't continue. Viability has to come to the organization, and these decisions were taken. Coming on the heels, as you know, of the refleeting exercise, where now we have actually phased out the entire Dash 8 fleet now, a very aged de Havilland Dash 8 fleet. We now have the ATRs that are functioning, and that in itself had to come with other decisions in order to ensure the viability of the organization. We recognize that there's a social responsibility that LIAT has, and mindful of that, we therefore have to try to make it as viable as we can. The truth is that if you had to run LIAT as a business, there are economies in the Caribbean that will collapse. There are countries right now that rely on LIAT to the extent where they would probably be at risk of being a failed state if they didn't have the LIAT service. It's of course hurtful that some of these countries that don't want to put a red cent in LIAT too, but that again is another discussion. We have to be as viable as we can be, but still understand the social responsibility that we have to the region. And I think it is only fair that we look at these opportunities to make operations more viable.